Jennifer Connelly plays Jennifer, a young American girl who's just transferred to an exclusive Swiss boarding school for girls. Unfortunately, there's a killer on the loose, and young girls are their favorite prey. From the years 1970 to 1987, Italian filmmaker Dario Argento created some of the most violent, beautiful, bizarre, poetic, and artistic films ever made. Now, some might say that time frame stretches on into the mid-90s. But for me, Argento's golden era began with The Bird with the Crystal Plumage and ended with Opera. There were some ups and downs during that period, but for the most part, everything that Argento touched, even the movies that he produced. Keep in mind, Argento produced Romero's Dawn of the Dead and Lamberto Bava's Demons, turned to gold. Phenomena, aka Creepers, dropped in 1985. It's not my favorite film that Argento released during this period, and if you're to believe that Argento put much of himself into the lead characters that he wrote, then by this point in his career, I'd guess that he was feeling really worn down and outcast. Phenomena is Argento doing what Argento did best, delivering a violent, chaotic, sometimes poetic, occasionally surreal, but always great-looking giallo. The film marked Jennifer Connelly's first starring role. She plays a girl with a unique ability. She loves insects, and insects love her back. A lot. As a matter of fact, they're practically at her beck and call. Jennifer's first night at the boarding school turns out to be an exciting one. First, she sleepwalks right into the middle of the killer claiming their latest victim. She then nearly dies by falling off of a building, ends up wandering into the streets, where she's struck by a car, then gets taken against her will by two guys in the car that hit her, before getting thrown out of the car and rolling down a hill. And her night only gets weirder from there, because there, Jennifer is rescued by a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee named Inga. Inga takes Jessica to meet Professor McGregor, played by Donald Pleasence. McGregor is an entomologist who's working with the police to help pinpoint a murdered woman's time of death using the life cycle of maggots found on her severed head. Now that's what I call a glamorous profession. The two bond over their mutual love of insects, and eventually decide to use an insect to help them locate the killer's lair. And hopefully just in time, too, because Jennifer is next on the killer's hit list. Phenomena features a great soundtrack with music from Claudio Simonetti, Goblin, Motorhead, and Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's Flash of the Blade is so good, it's featured twice. It's also a very atmospheric film. It's gloomy and the wind is constantly howling. The wind is practically a character in and of itself here. Multiple characters even mention that the wind in the Swiss countryside is so loud and so constant that it causes people to go insane. Argento even makes the beautiful Swiss countryside, which looks all the more lush on this 4K UHD release, a brooding and ominous landscape. However, take away the supernatural elements, and Phenomena is one of Argento's more straightforward gialli. It's also possibly one of his most personal. Phenomena lacks the virtuoso style of Deep Red and the body count of Tenebrae. But I think Jennifer's journey, minus the ability to mind meld with insects, probably mirrors Argento's own as a young man. Parental abandonment, being mocked and ostracized for acting and feeling differently than your peers. This was Argento's first film not produced by either his brother or his father, so maybe he felt creatively unrestrained, for better or worse, and comfortable enough to make Phenomena so personal. The whodunit elements aren't quite as strong here either. As a matter of fact, the murder mystery oftentimes takes a back seat to Jennifer's bug-charming abilities. The last act of Phenomena is pretty batshit, though. Jennifer falls into a body swamp full of fetid-looking water that's swimming with maggots, bones, and decaying body parts. A swarm of flies devours one character's face, and Inga the chimpanzee razor blades another character to death. By the way, that chimpanzee was apparently just as brutal off the set as it was on. At one point, it reportedly bit off part of Jennifer Connelly's finger. Luckily, they were able to reattach it at the hospital. Art is suffering. Suffering is art. As for this new 4K UHD release from Synapse Films, first let's take a look at the presentation. This release features 3 versions of the film: the 83-minute Creepers cut, the 110-minute International cut, and the 116-minute original Italian cut. We get limited edition slipcase packaging designed by artist Wes Ben Scotter. The sleeve is reversible. On one side we have the original poster art for the film, and on the opposite we have the artwork for Creepers. We get 8 postcard size lobby card reproductions. We get an illustrated collector's booklet featuring liner notes from Mikkel J. Coven, Rachel Nisbet, and Leonard Jacobs. And lastly, we get a fold-out double-sided poster. As far as picture quality and sound quality are concerned, Phenomena looks phenomenal in 4K. The color grading, the levels of depth and detail, and the clarity make an already beautiful looking movie look all the more so. Aside from a couple of instances that include visual effects, this is a spectacular 4K UHD release for Dario Argento's Phenomena. As for audio, I started with the 2.0 audio mix, and then about 30 or so minutes in, I switched over to the 5.1 surround. I actually switched back to the 2.0 shortly thereafter because I felt that it sounded a lot more rich and full and natural than the 5.1 surround mix. I'd give the picture quality on this release a 5 out of 5 and the audio quality a solid 4.5 out of 5. As far as extras are concerned, on disc 1, which houses the Italian version of Phenomena, first up we get Of Flies and Maggots, a 2017 feature-length documentary detailing the making of Phenomena. It's 2 hours and 13 seconds in length. It includes interviews with Dario Argento, Franco Ferrini, Angelo Iannaco, Luigi Cozzi, Daria Nicolodi, Romano Albani, Fior Argento, Simon Boswell, Sergio Stivoletti, Michele Suavi, and more. They discuss everything from the inception of the story, developing the script, casting, the special effects, the locations, working with the chimpanzee, the music, the film's success, and much, much more. Next, we have the music video for Jennifer. It's 4 minutes and 11 seconds in length. It's a music video for Jennifer's Theme by Claudio Simonetti. We get the Italian theatrical trailer, the international theatrical trailer, and the Japanese press book. And we get an audio commentary by Troy Howarth. On disc 2, which houses the international version and the Creepers cut, first up we get The Three Sarcophagi, a visual essay by Arrow producer Michael McKenzie comparing the 3 versions of Phenomena and the creation of this release's hybrid English-Italian track for the longest version. It's 31 minutes and 2 seconds in length. This is a fascinating breakdown of all 3 cuts of Phenomena, the pros and cons of each, and more. We get the alternate 2.0 audio mix for the international version, which is a rare, slightly different mix for the international version that consists of unique music cues, more prominent Foley, and extended effects. We get the U.S. theatrical trailer and U.S. radio spots, and we get an audio commentary with Derek Botello and David Del Valle. This is a spectacular, beautiful, phenomenal 4K UHD release for Dario Argento's Phenomena from Synapse Films. Both the picture quality and the sound quality are tremendous. We have a lot of extras on here. A lot of really cool accoutrements come along in this limited edition packaging as well. And it's just overall a beautiful release. If you're a fan of Dario Argento's Phenomena, then this release is definitely worth the upgrade. If you've already picked up this release from Synapse Films, please let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. And while you're down there, let me know what your favorite Dario Argento film is. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Thank you to all my patrons and channel members. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and have a say in what content appears on my channel. Join me for monthly live streams and much more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.